excerpt from a piece called, a chapter called La Mejicana Chocolate. The morning I turned 21, I was awakened by the guitarra of a band of campesinos strumming outside my bedroom door. My fellow volunteers from the United Farm Workers were serenading me with Las Mañanitas. The heels of cowboy boots, some impeccably polished with reptilian accents, others dusty and plain, worn down to a diagonal, stomped rhythm into the sunny linoleum as the melody began to climb. One of my housemates ladled hot chocolate into chipped mugs, the brew Mexican style, homemade with that classic hexagonal box of pure cocoa. Upon first glance at the thick bars stacked inside, you might not be sure whether to eat or bathe in it. Farm workers are early birds. In the golden hour of la mañana, a curtain of mist hung in the air as we sipped chocolate with cinnamon and chile de árbol. Arranged on a platter in perfect reaching distance, fresh pan dulce. Los cuernitos, the little horns, had been set aside because they were my favorite. I was then informed that por todo tu trabajo en el campo, la oficina, la calle, la biblioteca, for completing both my first full dream and argument in Spanish, and for being una buena chingona en general, I was thereby crowned La Mejicana Chocolate. After the Mañanita festivities, las muchachas de la casa got dressed and piled into my roommate Aida's Jeep for a day trip from Watsonville to Santa Cruz. First stop, lunch at my favorite vegan cafe. My move to Cali was my first introduction to proper, delicious vegetarian food. The plant-based craze had yet to hit today's heights, so mainstream options were limited. Except for a few soul food veg spots who quickly adapted mac and cheese, barbecue tofu, and smoked the hell out of some collards without missing a beat. Mostly what I was used to on the East Coast, tried to convince me that ingredients like carob were an acceptable replacement for chocolate. I was less than impressed. Arriving in the Bay Area was a revelation. Even the pizza spots needed 2 menu boards to hold all the veggies available. Que viva la alcachofa. Still, given our modest UFW stipends, my diet at that point largely revolved around the communal pot of arroz con frijoles we kept on perpetual simmer in the group house, and whatever surplus veggies the campesinos brought home from the fields. Hitting the spot on Santa Cruz was a rare treat. We'd pool our change for gas money to indulge in an easy day of vegetarian feasting and boardwalk shenanigans. In a time before self-care was a thing, it was a welcome respite from our serious daily regimen of plotting against el hombre, collecting worker testimony, and knocking on doors for one liberal candidate or another, que viva Willie Brown. 2 years earlier, I had converted to herbivore after the freshman mistake of trying psychedelic mushrooms with my college friends at a barbecue. One look at those wings flapping and burgers going on the grill, and I refused to eat meat or poultry for over a decade after. Ironically, it was the smell of carne asada riding from the side of the grill taqueria that broke the spell. It was a decade after my UFW days in Califas, and I had just climbed the Pyramid of the Sun at Teotihuacan. The spicy smoke curling from the grill taunted me like eating serpent. Every pore of me wanted that taco in a way that made denial seem a crime against nature. The first bite, the char rocked a cumbia with a juicy salsa verde offset by a cream dollop of guacamole with tiny bites of lime. All ability to entertain conversation left me. My reluctance to surrender even the drippings from my fingers was proof of a right choice, original sin, as a taco. Wow. I definitely would have eaten the apple without hesitation. Es mejor que pedir perdón que permiso, but I'm getting ahead of myself.